Welcome back for another episode of Strive for 25. Joel Farrell here, and looking forward to sharing.
Interesting about the current markets right now is, stock market, it's September 2022, and we are definitely in interesting times right now. The stock market, it topped out at 480, I think, in December of last year. And right now it's in the 370 range, SPY. Crypto topped out, has come back down. Interest rates have been just skyrocketing. In the last, 9-10 months, the 10-year treasury has gone up basically, from the 2s into the 4s. Mortgage rates have gone up about 3% in 9 months. And there's this talk of housing recession. And, we've had 2 consecutive quarters of GDP being negative. So technically that's a recession. But the powers that be, the Fed, don't necessarily want to call it that right now. And so, all signs are pointing towards, us, United States, going into a recession. And one of the things I've always asked myself is, if the media never talked about a recession, would we even know that there's a recession? And the answer to that question is it just depends, right? I mean, some people, when companies are feeling the effects of GDP slowing, you're going to have effects to jobs, people getting laid off, people not being able to access certain amounts of credit to be able to get loans, to buy cars, to buy houses, to build businesses, etc. So there are effects to it. But coming out of this Great Recession, what's interesting is that so many more people are not relying on the traditional job to be able to survive. And, unemployment is really low right now, but companies are struggling to find enough people to fill jobs. And people are making money in so many other ways. Uber, online, podcasts, YouTube, Instagram, social media services. Just there's a whole list of things that people are doing to make money. And so if we do go into a recession, I think the average person is more equipped to be able to handle that type of economic effect from a larger standpoint. And what's interesting is that you look at the velocity of the stock market versus the velocity of the housing market. In 2020, when coronavirus was hitting, the stock market, it moved very, very fast in a downward motion. I think the S&P 500 with SPY was like 340, 350. It bottomed at 210. And all that happened within maybe 45 days. So very, very steep decline, rapid decline. The housing market, from a price standpoint, if you look at a chart from the Case-Shiller's housing index, the housing market didn't really dip. It was more of a stalling, and then kept on going. And then we saw what happened, thereafter, as the stock market continued to rise, crypto continued to rise, and then the housing market continued to rise. And so, the velocity of these markets is faster right now within pricing in news and pricing these effects. So if we do see a major pullback even further from where we are right now, I think the velocity of that is a very large chance that it's going to be a very rapid decline, bottom out, and then potentially bounce back up, maybe like we saw in 2020. And the average person may want to be ready. And again, this is not financial advice. This is just my own opinion, what I'm seeing, and trying to connect these dots of what's going on. And who knows what happens. Maybe there's a black swan event out there. We have no idea. But just some things to think about. If you're out there and uncertain and fearful of what's going to happen in the economic world, now's the time to keep pushing and thinking about, well, how can I generate more revenue? How can I generate more income? And YouTube and Twitter and Instagram and TikTok, all these resources are out there to go search and seek out different ways. And, don't just pick one, keep pushing and pushing and reviewing and looking at multiple options. Try a couple. Obviously, you don't want to throw too much money in one direction or whatnot, because some people are going to charge you money to provide the information or resources or the the plan. So just a reminder, keep pushing, keep thinking about generating more income, because if you can generate more income and save more money, there are opportunities to come for down the road to invest.